Welcome back to a quick video, guys. Today we're going to do a review on the Atrix streaming camera with light. That's exactly what it's called. This guy does have 1080p and a built-in light. So with that being said, let's open the box, see what it comes with, and hook this up to the PC so I can show you exactly how the camera and not call quality, but camera and record quality is. All right, so firstly, the price for this guy is normally $49.99. Sometimes it's on sale for $39.99, but I purchased mine, as you can see, for the price tag $23.99 at my local GameStop. I think the price actually had changed, and they just didn't. They gave me the honor price, so I lucked up there. I figured I just needed I have a third desktop. I figured I need a webcam for it. I didn't want to spend too much money. Happened to go onto the GameStop website, and there you go. It said $23. So I went inside, showed them the price online. Well, actually, it's funny. The price online was actually, the 23 was gone. It said $39.99. But then when I went to the store, they must have never changed the price tag and just honored what I saw. So I did luck out. So here is the actual webcam itself right here. Go ahead and pull that out. It does have your instructions right here and shows you basically how to hook it up, what it does. That's it. Nothing special. The cord's already connected to this, so it doesn't disconnect. It does connect to a USB. Right here, you do have the option to screw this in however you want to, but I personally use the hook itself to hook onto the monitor and just leave the camera there. And as for the light, it doesn't actually have any buttons for the light right here, but I'm thinking that you probably have to tap it, because my other webcam, you just tap it and the light actually, the light comes on and it's adjustable. So we will definitely see how this works in real time. So I'm going to go ahead and hook it up to the PC, which doesn't have any software, which means as long as you have some type of internet connection, just put it in, it should automatically install your software and you're good to go. Let's go ahead and head over to the PC. All right, guys, so this right here is the camera for the Atrix webcam that I have currently hooked up. The audio quality is what you're hearing. That's why I'm talking right now. And as for the video quality, this is currently in 1080p, 30 frames. Now, what I will say is that all cameras aren't created equally. The camera that I normally stream off of my other channel, I have a commentary channel. That one is also 1080, 30 frames, but the brand is Logitech. The Atrix, on the other hand, the moment that you plug it in, it doesn't seem like it has any type of touch controls whatsoever. So as soon as you plug it in, the light is on. It doesn't like it's adjustable, you can't turn it off. But you do have the ability, and I forgot to say this in the unboxing, to actually change the volume up and down on the headset itself. So that is something that you should be aware of. But also you should be aware of the fact that the quality of the mic is in the headset itself. For the average PC user, you can use a cheap microphone and just use the camera and leave it as a camera. So it's really up to you how you decide to do things. But if you're one of those people where you want to use the microphone in the webcam, this is how it's going to sound, and you can determine from this audio recording whether you think this is ideal. Now, what I'll personally say is I did have to re-optimize some of my other applications, because for whatever reason, when I used Twitch Studio and some other applications, it had trouble finding the actual the actual camera itself. So I had to re-optimize it and get it working. But I didn't want to change all my personal settings. So what the application I'm using right now, it's just the basic camera application that comes with basically any PC as long as you plug this in. In addition to that, when it came to software, I didn't have to go to a website or anything. All I did was plug it into the computer, took a couple seconds, and let me know in the right-hand corner, bottom right-hand corner, that the software was installed. If we're talking about Mac products, personally, I never really hooked these up to these whatsoever, so I don't know how the compatibility is on a on a Apple product, but on a actual PC product, any build PC, whatever matter really what it is, as long as it runs Windows 10 or Windows 11 or whatever Windows you have, it's more compatible with that. So again, regular price for this particular product is $49.99. The sale price was $39.99, but the ticket price that I found it for was actually $23.99. So the store did actually honor that ticket price. But what I will say is that just by using this, It doesn't have any type of zoom on it. Seems like the cameras aren't too stable. I mean, it's not horrible. I'll say that it's not a bad webcam for the price tag at all. Frame rate's a little iffy. I will say that, like I said, when you look at certain brands of cameras like Logitech and Tech, and then you compare it to Atrix, you know, it's a huge price discrepancy. My original camera is $100, but I got it for $50. So it's just a substantially better camera with better quality, while this one still has 1080p, at least on paper. Well, I guess you could say mechanically it has it too, but realistically, as you can see me moving back and forth with things like that, my hands moving, it's picking up a lot of the blur, and it's just not an accurate camera, for being honest here. It's okay, it's doable, it's not bad for the $23.99 that I purchased it for, because you probably won't get something of this quality for that. And I'm saying this quality like it's good, it's not, but you wouldn't get something for this quality at that price tag. But it is what it is. When it comes to shopping for PCs and other things with little accessories, it's always good to just kind of look at reviews before you walk into the store, because if you just stare at a camera and just look at it from the outside of the box, you're not going to be able to tell the quality of the actual camera. And here we are. So with that being said, I'll let you guys decide if you think this is actually worth it or not. All right, guys, so I actually made a mistake in the earlier part of the video, and I will put that in the description for you guys to know. It actually doesn't have adjustable volume. When I first saw this, I thought it was volume, and I forgot when I tried it in front of the computer. This is a adjustable light. So this lights up right here, pretty bright, and it's actually, if you play with this, it'll actually be adjustable. That's what this is for. For some reason, I thought it was for audio, and realizing that webcams don't really have their own separate audio device. They just have one speaker, and you turn it up and down based on your computer. So I do apologize for that misinformation right there. Other than that, again, I paid the $23.99 price for this, and for that price tag, it actually is not a bad camera. Let me just be the first to say that. I understand that I'm personally more used to better products, like in terms of just higher end 4K, different things like that. So I have to kind of be a little more subtle when it comes to talking to the average consumer that just wants something that works for a Zoom call, regular recording. They're not looking for anything amazing. Now, what I will say is that this is the regular price point for this is $50. That's the regular price. So 9 times out of 10, people are going to find it under that $50 price tag. What I would consider if you're looking for a webcam is to always frequent Best Buy. It's one of the places that I go, because they tend to have webcams that are 1080p under a Tech that are substantially better than this for $100, but it's normally on sale for about $49.99. On the flip side, if you find this on sale for $39 or even $23, which is going to be rare, definitely pick it up. Because if you're streaming, if you don't have the money, well, the first thing I always say is get something that works for now so that you can replace it when you get things better. You don't have to gradually. The problem that most people have when it comes to PC setups is that they think they have to buy everything top quality immediately. And the fact is, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that at all. All you need to do is buy what you can afford, use it, and then eventually research what you want and put some money into a webcam as long as you're reaching your goals. If you want to be monetized on YouTube, or if you're trying to do TikTok videos, I don't know, or if you're just doing Zoom calls, it really depends on what it is you're trying to do. A lot of people use webcams and laptops and other things, and some are good, some are bad. So don't be ashamed if you just don't have the money to buy something. It's not that serious. You simply do what you can. And this isn't a bad webcam for the $23.99. First, let me be perfectly clear about that. Now, what I will also say is that when you move your hands back and forth like so on that particular camera, you saw the blur in the camera. The audio wasn't bad. That was the audio that you heard directly from the camera itself. Now, keep in mind, depending on the distance you have the monitor to the camera in the stand, or you can put this flat if you want to on top. I used to put this flat on my speakers, and it would sit at a certain angle, and that was better for me. But as of recently, I started putting cameras on my monitor because of the type that I bought and the weight that it was and the angle, because it does like this, not 360, but this has this really good angling. Plus, if you look at this, you can't really bend this. You could twist it just a little bit, but you can't bend it. My other camera, you could actually bend back and forth however you want to make it easier to adjust it so you can keep the camera at the angle that you want. So that is also something to be aware of. So if you use this, If you put it flat somewhere, or if you have it screwed in a stand and sitting somewhere, then you have the ability to really adjust it. If not, you have a monitor. Of course, my monitor is curved, so curved monitors can tend to give you a little issue when it comes to putting these type of cameras on it, because it doesn't sit. It sits there snugly, but it's not secure as it will be with a flatter monitor that's just going across. Mine is curved, so it's always going to be on an angle. So I have to tuck the cord in a certain way and stuff. So just in case my table gets bumped or anything like that, I don't want the cord to get pulled. But like I said, what I will say for the price tag, it is not a bad camera. The audio quality actually is pretty decent for the camera itself. And if you can find it for that $23 price tag, it is absolutely worth it. But if you have the $100 to spare, then I would suggest looking elsewhere for other cameras that have a better quality, because you can get something closer to that range that you won't need to replace, because the next step after 1080p 30 or 60 frames is basically 4K. So with that being said, again, shop around. That's the first thing I always say. Shop around, look up tech, look up research, look up whether you want something that runs 720, 1080, whatever it is. Make sure you read the back of the specifications of these cameras before you buy them, because you could get stuck with something that you just don't like. And you, in some places, don't take receipts back. Like GameStop, they'll take it back if it's new. But if it's opened up in the box and stuff like that, that's a different story. I don't think the return policy allows you to take it back. But luckily, this is for my third camera. So when my godson comes over, my wife has hers computer, I have mine, and he'll have his that I allow him to use to play Steam games and things like that, because he wants to be a streamer. And that is the end of the review. So I'll see you guys in the next one. And until then, be safe.